I thought that finding a school would be really easy because we're filming this in the summer, but I didn't know that most schools go through heavy maintenance in the summer, so most of the locations were unfilmable. So I probably talked to at least 20 schools before I got a yes. And we got in at the last possible second, about 3 weeks before we were scheduled to start. So if we didn't get that, the movie wouldn't have happened. So the casting of the main character, the 11-year-old boy in the movie, was actually really easy. I didn't know any kids, so I had no idea who to cast. And Maura told me her son Kieran was 11 and a half years old. He was the exact right age. And he's sitting right here. So we took that it was meant to be, that he was meant to play this role. And it was his first acting gig, and it was my first time working with a child actor. So it was new to both of us. But he did a great job. He jumped into the role very easily.
Jackson, next time you could work with Shirley Temple.
Oh, okay. Next time. I think you are the new Shirley Temple.
I don't have the curly hair.
And then my actor, who unfortunately couldn't be with us today, Kevin C. Carr, I immediately knew that I wanted him to play the father of the boy in the movie. As soon as I saw his headshot, I knew he looked like the character. And then when I auditioned him, he brought a bunch of humanity to the character that I didn't anticipate when I wrote it. And as soon as I saw the audition, I cast him right away. I knew I needed him in the movie. And then we finished this in late August, and I started editing, and 7 days a week I finished in early June. So I was working a 6.5 day a week job at the same time. So as soon as I came home, I started editing, and then I went to bed, then I went to work at 6 a.m. the next morning. So that was my routine for 8 months. So I think I've gotten this movie about as good as I possibly can. You could keep, when you're making a movie, you could keep editing forever essentially, but there's a point where you have to force yourself to stop. So I've looked at as much as I can. I've probably seen the movie about 1,000 times. So I don't know if it's, I can't even tell if it's any good. So that's gonna be up to you guys. So anyway, we're gonna roll the movie in a minute, and if anyone gets bored during the movie, feel free to daydream.
I think you're really smart, dude. Can someone pick you up?
Well, that was Daydream.
Yay!
We've got one of our composers in the audience, Anthony Fuscaldo. We've got one of our actors here. He's gonna sit in the front, but he'll still answer questions for you. And we've got the person that this movie wouldn't exist without. So we're just going to start off, we're just going to open up with the Q&A.
What's the Q&A?
Question and answer.
No, I didn't think we planned a Q&A. Oh, okay, we planned a Q&A.
You're not answering.
Okay, never mind.
Do you guys want to say anything in the back?
Question.
This is for Maura.
Yeah.
With the advent of AI and I think cursive is not being taught.
No, it's not.
No, seriously. How are you dealing with AI and composing with no cursor or AI out there?
I make kids write in real time on paper. I know the reality of cursive I know the reality of cursive not being taught, so I've taught sixth graders as best I could within the limited amount of time I had in the beginning of the year to get them up to speed so they could try to write in cursive and therefore not pick up the pen and therefore just free write. With AI, I have students whenever possible to write by hand. Yeah.
There's actually AI in the movie too. The car scene. We didn't get a good recording on any of Kieran's dialogue, so when he talks, that's actually AI.
You didn't tell this to me before?
Did it sound real? I hope.
Thanks.
Well, that's it.
I have a question. Just trying to questions.
Is there a
Question?
Hi, Maura.
Yeah.
Question for you. I'm your
Michael,
brother.
my
Nice to
brother.
meet you. I do have a question for you. Did you realize Jackson clearly was so influenced by you in the film, and we all know it now? But did you feel when it was happening at the time? Did you feel the same thing? Did you feel like you were making a real difference, or was this just another student relationship for you?
I was having a good time. You know, like teaching for me is having a good time, right? So I do recall they were Twizzlers, right? But we couldn't put Twizzlers in the movie. But I do recall in the original script that you sent me, and of course I was beyond taken aback by that. But I did in real life ask you if you wanted a Twizzler. And I knew I wasn't really supposed to be giving kids candy, but I thought that it would take your guard down. I do remember responding to your papers and thinking that he was special and that I had to push him more. Yes, very much so.
Raise your hand.
I know you said most of the movie was based off of your actual life, but were there any scenes that weren't based off of your film?
Super.
I would say probably 3/4 of it was real, and then I fictionalized a little bit for dramatic reasons to make it into a movie. So based on reality, then I kind of filled in the gaps to make it more dramatic and more comedic at times.
Question?
First of all, I wanted to say that this was a very beautiful movie. I mean, I think it really captures a lot of the feelings a lot of us have about our teachers, as well as, I think, the sentiment, as I understand, that teachers want to know they make a difference, and this is such beautifully encapsulates all these universal feelings, but in a very particular way without being sentimental. There were points in the movie where it could have been sentimentalized, but it was so well done, so subtly done that it just felt real. So I just want to congratulate everyone, the team on this, because it was a fabulous effort.
I appreciate that, thanks.
And so a few questions, one for you, Jackson, which is, there could have been different ways to reveal the main character's dilemma about his mother. So there were different options and different ways of doing it. You chose a way which was very straightforward and non-sentimental and real, but did you have other options that you were thinking of in terms of how to reveal it, or did that come naturally that this was the moment, this is how you wanted to structure the scene?
Yeah, I wanted to hint that there's something going on early on. I tried to word it in a way that maybe either the mother is dead or the mother is just left. I wanted to kind of leave that ambiguous until the very end of the movie. But I think in the script it was written as more sentimental, but then when we actually got to the filming, I didn't want to make it too melancholy. I didn't want to over-sentimentalize the whole thing. I wanted to keep it more straightforward. So that's kind of the place though that I always originally intended to put it though.
No, that's great, and it was very well done. And Maura, a question for you, which is obviously the critical line, which is you're talented, and obviously in the outtakes, there were different approaches to it. How did you approach that real critical turning moment? At least that's the way I interpreted it.
Oh, boy. Well, first of all, I was petrified. And I just need to make this really clear, as much as I think you're awesome, Jackson. The reason I did this was for Kieran, because I knew that Kieran, you wanted an 11 or a 12-year-old, you know, and he was in between that. And I said, I got one for you, and he would only do it if I did it, right? So we were able to have this unique chance, really, and for that I'm incredibly grateful. I feel, excuse me, that most people don't get such opportunities in life to, one, have a movie that's based on you, which I really don't believe it is. It does feel like a daydream, and two, to work with your son, right? So you know, it's life impacting. So there's that. But the other thing is that I wanted to say that I wrote some things, and some of you got like a note from the teacher. I only had a certain amount. But Emily Spencer, my former student, heard about this production by happenstance, as she's active in the dramatic arts. It's important to note that on set I was nervous, as I am not an actress. In fact, I found myself forgetting large portions of lines while filming the classroom scene. So I impulsively asked Jackson if we could take 5 in order for Emily and me to talk at my desk. It felt like the old days, as if we were holding a writer's conference. We subsequently created dialogue that was authentic to us and unscripted. If you know Emily, you'll recognize how keen her mind is and sophisticated her creativity. So without her synergy, the project would feel less magical. So she's the one that got me to do this with some verb, I hope.
Yeah, and we shot the classroom scenes very quickly. So there were all different production complications. Like it started raining outside at one point, and some of the equipment was in risk of getting damaged and stuff, and we had to simulate sunlight. So during the last 20 minutes that we had the classroom rented, we had to film all this footage. So we took everything in one take, and we just had to go right off. We had to throw out the script, and but Maura did a great job on just improvising everything, and I think it felt more natural. It felt that the fact that she wasn't reading dialogue, felt that she was just coming up with things on the spot.
Another question? I have a question for our composer, Mr. Fuscaldo. Your creative process for this film, was it like other films that you've done before, where you got to like read the script and stuff, or was it you were inspired by what the acting on the set and then got inspired for music stuff?
That's a great question. I think my creative process for this film, well, kudos to you, Jackson, for having a very specific vision of how you had a certain emotional cadence in terms of how the film is supposed to develop. And also want to give a big shout out to one of the other composers. It was a guitarist, Aimette, who did the beautiful opening scene and the final scenes, as well as just a brilliant guitarist in his own right. Having some of that source material at first kind of gives you a tonality, and obviously watching the footage for many hours gives you an idea of how things are supposed to progress, but also kind of it gives you a sense of like what are the dynamics between the characters. It's like seeing I forgot your first name, was Maura, right?
Yeah.
Sorry. Maura and her son, on screen, that kind of gives you a certain idea, and it kind of inspires you in a certain way for how you think music should sound. I'm seeing Kieran interact with the father on screen as well. Gives you a certain idea of how things are supposed to go. And I kind of landed creatively with having guitar and banjo kind of a duet among some other string sounds, because throughout the whole movie it's essentially conversations. So I like the idea of going duo instrumental music to kind of follow what I felt was the emotional cadence. Yeah, just watching the film and the footage for so many times, it kind of imprints a certain way where the music kind of just comes out of it after you've really kind of delved into it for so long. Yeah, so thank you for that question.
Another question back here.
This is for Jackson. The bird motif in the classroom, compared with the teacher, compared to the father, which was no sound. If you were constantly with Maura, you could hear bird sound. Was that a reference to Blackbird, or was that just to drown out the rain or whatever? Or was that an actual motif?
Yeah, that was a reference to the main character. So he mentions Blackbird in the movie, and that's kind of a message of what the movie is, that she's kind of teaching him how to spread his wings and learn to fly. And I was unsuccessful getting the rights to Blackbird, so I couldn't get it into the movie. But that was the main reason why I used those sounds in the background. And then when we're at the scenes at the house, I tried to use more silence in the background. There's more tension going on. And sound design took a very long time on the film. The ending scenes, the basketball scenes, who thought that was real sound in the audience? We didn't record any sound for that. We didn't even intend for that to end up in the film. That was just B-roll, and that the basketball scenes were just an afterthought. So we figured, we'd just record them shooting hoops for a little while. It'll be some nice behind-the-scenes footage. But then when I started looking at it in the editing room, it cut together so nicely. But we had already shut down the sound equipment, so all I had was picture. So it took a long time. I had to go frame by frame and sync up fake sounds in the background. So hopefully it sounded realistic. But yeah, I tried to use a lot of, background sounds throughout the movie to kind of represent the emotion that the character is feeling.
Jackson, I think you have something over there.
Oh, yeah. Right. Which is pretty funny because, here, this is for you. And it's the Beatles. You are only waiting for the moment to arise. So, and I wanted to give that to you because when the moment arose for me and you sent me that screenplay, it was at a major transition in my life that you have no idea, like, what an impact that made on me and how I needed it so badly at that point to get the affirmation. So I wanted to thank you for that and giving me that moment.
We have another question.
Thank you. It's amazing to see all this talent showcased in today's movie, starting from Jackson's production and Maura's impact as a teacher on very young people and how it transcends into adulthood. So I feel very honored to be a friend of Maura and also have known Kieran for a long, long time. I do have a question for Kieran, if I may ask you a question. May I?
Sure.
You were fantastic. Your acting was very...
Get up there!
Was very...
Go on! Be a superstar!
That's what you say. Was very impressive. Kieran, how was it for you to get into the role to exhibit such deep facial expressions? That was really very, very remarkable and impressive.
Thank you.
What did she say? So how did you prepare, or how did you learn to emote facially?
I didn't know I did. Thank you. I practiced smiling a lot because I do a lot of smiling in the movie.
You do?
Yeah, I do a lot of smiling.
You do a lot of smiling.
Yeah.
You were practicing.
I'm a very happy guy.
You did a great job.
Anybody else?
Questions?
Thank you.
Raise your hand.
There's one in the back.
One more?
Not so much a question, but definitely a comment. First of all, I'm a big Kieran Patrick fan. I think everybody else here is as well.
I
And
love
Kieran, I think that you were outstanding. But most importantly, I think that Jackson, you did a beautiful job of creating a screenplay to highlight the impacts that educators play. And
She's
Maura,
a principal, so.
I am, but the importance of the connections between students and teachers, and that it's very important to get to know students and what makes their hearts beat, and to try to find out who they are as individuals. And Maura, this was a testament to the fact that you played an important role in the life of a child, and it was just beautifully done. Thank you for sharing it with us.
Question? Raise your hand.
Question for Jackson. What happens next after this premiere for the movie?
Daydream 2.
It's like Back to the Future 2 and 3.
Oh, we're gonna have, thanks to all the great donations today, we're able to have another screening after this.
Oh, nice.
We've got another screening 3 weeks from today over in Chatham at the Chatham Hickory Cinema. It's an evening screening this time at 7 o'clock because we knew some people were busy during the day on Sunday, so we figured we'd do a later screening. So if anyone new wants to come, or if anyone from here wants to come see it again, they're welcome to. The movie won't be available online until 2027. We'll post all that on the website tomorrow.
Because I want to.
Why don't it be on Netflix?
2028.
I just wanted to say a few words. Again, some of you have a note from the teacher. I'll have Jackson send it out to you as he has your addresses. But the risk to craft a screenplay based on one's life at an already tender age is beyond impressive. The wherewithal to actually make it is entirely another thing. So thank you, Jackson, for teaching me how to be on a physical stage. Heretofore untried by me. It wasn't the classroom podium, that's for sure. It's rare when you actually get to live an enhanced memory, reliving years gone by and finding the joy of school again. You, Jackson, were my teacher here. You believed in me. Additionally, this last summer of filming was a moment in time. Jackson remembered his youth. He developed as an adult and artist. So too will Kieran have opportunities, and this is one of them, a year after production with this screening. I want to thank my first teachers, my parents, as well as my grandmothers for their lessons on humanity. Of course, I must include Miss Casey for teaching me cursive. Further, I'm grateful for my first friend, who is my brother, Michael, and my sister, Sheila, who both provided regular comedy in our house. Together, you shaped me.
And I never would have made the movie if if Maura didn't come in on it with me, because
Find out if you offer you Twizzlers, really.
but I knew there's nobody but her that could play herself in the film. So I wouldn't have made it if she didn't come on board with me. So thank you for coming on board, Miss Aimette. And Anthony did a great job making those scenes come to life. Because it's one thing when you're just watching the scenes with silence in the background, but then when you actually put the music in it, you know, it brings the emotion out of all of it. So I think you did a really good job. And Kieran did a great job for his first acting role. I think he's going to go places.
I'm gonna go to Chatham.
Good job. All right, I think class is dismissed.
Any more questions?
Did you have anything else you want to say here? Well, I'll say something real quick, I guess I'll say. Give it up for Jackson one more time. So we got you to direct, write, produce, sound design, and how many hats were you wearing throughout the entire process? Dozens of hats. And again, the cast and crew, Maura, Kieran, everyone involved behind the scenes, directors of photography. It's a great project to be a part of. And thank you guys for coming out to support Jackson and the film and everybody involved. So thank you guys for taking time out of your day.